Oh, your sister. Fucking- Hello. 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 No. Okay. All right. Oh, my. I'm crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. It is a great time to be in America. It's a great time to be in Las Vegas. And it's a great time to be in the greatest Rotary Club in the world. My name is Mike Ballard. I'm the 99th president of the Greater Las Vegas Rotary Club. And I'm excited. I tried to wait one more year and they wouldn't have me. So we have a wonderful president-elect in Katie Crockett. Yay! Our invocation today will be given by Michael Gordon, and our song will be led by Jerry Engel with his stepladder, so you know it's coming. Those of you that are new, get ready. You got to have your thinking cap on. Mr. Gordon.
Yes. You ready? As is tradition at the start of the new year, many people like to make predictions and resolutions. Lately, many people have made predictions about when Omicron will end, whether we will return to normal, or whether or not 2022 will be a good year. So let me remind you, in the words of the great American philosopher and also New York Yankees catcher, Richard Jost, Yogi Berra, who said about predictions, it's difficult to make predictions, especially about the future. As has been mentioned many times by past President Tom Thomas and past President Brock Fraser, one of the enduring characteristics of our club is that we learn about other faiths and religions during this time of invocation. Today, I want to introduce you to the Zion Christian Church. One of the biggest and fastest growing churches in Africa, with over 16 million members in Botswana, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, South Africa, Swaziland, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. Its headquarters is in Zion City in Moriah in the Limpopo province of South Africa. The church fuses African traditions and values with Christian faith and has a connection to America, since the early church was strongly influenced by the doctrines of the Christian Catholic Church based in Zion, Illinois. In our English vernacular, the last letter of the alphabet is pronounced Z, not Z, as in America. So you pronounce that ZCC, the ZCC Church. So church members wear different badges. You'll see there, the green felt with the star. And they're encouraged to wear it to work. They wear uniforms of various colors, including military-style khakis, which we'll talk about later. But since this is an indigenous church that reflects the lifestyle, culture, and history of Africa, here are some highlights about their religious observances. African singing and dancing, faith healing, no smoking, no alcohol, no eating pork, drinking coffee or tea that's been blessed over and over and over to the extent that you start to vomit, because they believe if you vomit, you get all the bad spirits out of your stomach. So Nacho, where's Nacho? Only one cup of coffee, right? Nobody's vomiting from drinking coffee today. So they also believe in annual pilgrimages to their headquarters over Easter weekend. And you can see those are buses. You can see the people there. So those are buses. So it's estimated that more than 1 million members attend each year. So finally, this is the invocation. Finally, they believe in dancing, of course. And they have a specific one called Mukuku, which is here, where they leap into the air and then come down, stamping their feet on the ground with their huge white boots, called Manyata Manyata, in order to symbolically stamp out evil. So of course, with this belief comes the idea that the bigger your boots are, the more evil you'll be able to stamp out. So that guy's got car tires at the bottom of his shoes, right? So if you made a resolution to work out more and you want to stamp out 2021 and put it behind you, let's all do a little makuku right now. So I'm going to say, if you're wearing heels, you're up. That's your deal, right? Decide whether you want to jump or not. We're going to do left foot up, down, right foot up, down, and then a little hop if you're up to it. So left foot up, down, right foot up, down, hop. Here's to a great 2022.
I'm coming, I'm coming. I'm here.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Here you go.
Okay, there we go. So, yeah, we haven't done this in a long time, so we're going to have to get a refresher because there are a lot of new members and some of you may have forgotten. But you know what the ladder means. It's going to be the Jerry Engel combo. And so we're going to sing both God Bless America and America the Beautiful. And we're going to divide the room as we have in the past. Now, what I'd like to do is this side of these tables here and that table back there is going to do God Bless America. And this table here and all the rest of you are going to do America the Beautiful. And I'll cue you in. So we're going to do Jerry Engel combo number 1. But I just want to start with a little prologue on God Bless America because it's meaningful. A lot of you don't even know that America, God Bless America, has a prologue. So I'll just sing it and then I will cue you in the God Bless America group, one stanza, and then I will cue in the America the Beautiful group. Are you ready? Okay. The year was 1938, and Germany and Hitler were threatening war in Europe. And America, God Bless America, was introduced by Kate Smith in 1938. And it was a song written by a German Jewish immigrant called Irving Berlin. So here's the prologue. I'll sing the prologue and then I will cue in the God Bless America bunch for the first stanza. While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love, oh beautiful for spacious skies, for on the ways of rain. Beautiful, thank you. Very good. You're after hearing Michael's invitation.
Okay. We'd like to thank everybody that helped make today possible. Setup, Kathy Mahan, thank you very much. Birthday girl. We have Carolyn Sparks, another birthday girl. They're working on their birthdays. What are we doing? We're doing that wrong then, huh? No, we appreciate that. Our Sergeant of Arms is Arlene Sarah, and she also helped with raffle ticket sales, as did Jamie Goldsmith. Tear down will be Sarah Thornton and Barbara Castro. Jerry Engel and Michael Gordon, as we saw, did the song and the invocation. Our scribe, whose work you'll see next week in our program, is Nancy Anderson. Thank you very much. And our photographer is Mr. Jim Tucker. Now, I would like that Stu Lipoff and Kirk Alexander please stand. For 6 months, I've left these guys off. We haven't thanked them for the meetings. So we want to thank our AV staff for all the great work they do. Awesome. We have some visiting Rotarians. I see several visiting Rotarians first. So Rotarians from other clubs, will you please stand? You got the mic. She's the Sergeant of Arms right next to you. Roger, welcome.
Hi, I'm Roger Taylor with the downtown Las Vegas.
Now, how long have you been a member of Rotary, Roger?
1989.
He was one of the very first Rotarians that I met. So, a long time. 32 years. Now we have an international. Are you an international guest? No. Introduce yourself. Here. Arlene, switch microphones. I'll get that one going. Okay. Great. From South Africa. Awesome. Got it. I think he wins the award for longest travel to come to the club. Michael Gordon's parents.
Welcome.
Thank you. Okay, we got visiting Rotarians over there.
So I have with me today a visitor from my old club, the Rotary Club of Roseville, and eventually she'll move back to Las Vegas and join here with the classification of healthcare, Ingrid Kelly.
Great. Welcome, Ingrid.
Welcome.
Welcome, welcome. Any other visiting Rotarians? Okay, do we have guests of Rotarians? I believe there's a few as well.
Rotarians. I am here with my son, Sam Lipoff. I'm sitting at the birthday ghetto, so
Okay.
over there. Sam spent the last 7 years in Singapore, and he's on the way to assume a new job in Nashville, Tennessee as the CTO of Power, the social media group. So he stopped by to visit us on the way.
Great, thank you. Okay, we have two right here and one right there.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am pleased to introduce two individuals who reached out to us over the holidays through our website, interested in membership. First, we have Christopher Taylor. He's a man of many talents: call center, delivery business, a farm, junk removal, and a cafe. And in his spare time, he's interested in membership.
Great, we'll have work for you to do.
And also, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Christine Luby. And Christine just came to us from Austria, and she is the lead strategic communications for Compact on Women, Peace and Security and Humanitarian Action at the United Nations Women.
Wow. Got it. Okay, we have some guests over here. Arlene.
just want to introduce all of you to a very dear friend of mine, Arda Thrasher, and happy to have her with me. Thank you.
Great. Arda, welcome. Welcome. Okay, we have a birthday table. And round of applause for the guests and visitors visiting Rotarian. Okay, at the birthday table, we would like you to introduce yourself, state where you were born. You don't have to state the year if you don't want to. And how long you've been a member of Rotary.
Kirk Alexander, been here since March of 2013. I enjoy the meetings that we have every single week, and I get a kick out of the mad dash rush at the very beginning of every meeting and trying to put everybody together. Hopefully the speaker will have what he needs for today's presentation. That's kind of how we approach it every week. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't.
I'm Gwen Hall. I originally joined Rotary in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and when I moved to Las Vegas, this seemed like the right club to join 2002. And it's been my pleasure in this year or this last year that we hope stays in last year. Was when I became involved with Laura during elementary, and that has been my greatest pleasure.
Hi, I'm Kathy Mann. My birthday is January 2nd, and I just turned 74. Yay. And anyway, my school is Bracken, which is near and dear to my heart. I've been volunteering there for 27 years, and it's a really good place, and they're happy to be getting 10 pair of shoes from us.
I'm Carolyn Sparks. I've been an official member since 2003. I've been coming with my father and my husband since 1955. I was just a little girl. My birthday is tomorrow, and my age is undisclosed, and will continue to remain that way. But I'm a good Capricorn with some of the rest of them here.
Hello, me again. Stu Lipoff. I was born in Philadelphia in 1947. Spent the last 40 years in Boston. I've been a member of this group for the last 9 years, and aside from the occasional every 7-year visit by my son Sam, you are my family, and I'm so happy to be part of this group. Thank you.
That was nice to do. My name is Bill Houghton, and I joined the club. I just checked. It was Karen Wisenhut's first meeting is when I joined in 2009. It was funny because Russ Swain, the outgoing president, is who recruited me. So I've been a member for 13 years now. I think this club is amazing because of the advocacy for kids. I am passionate as a human for helping kids. Our club is all about that. I couldn't find a better fit on planet Earth for me to leverage my energy than through this Rotary Club. My birthday is the 27th. I share a birthday with my youngest child, and that's a joy for me. And I will be older this year. I'm currently proud to serve as your president-elect starting July 1st, 2023.
Hi there, my name is Val Hatley. I was born in Magnolia, Arkansas in 1953, which makes me 69. And I've been a Rotarian for 12 years, and I've been a proud member of this club for the past 4. Thank you.
We have a few more.
Ardith, would you please put your hands over your ears? I'm Jerry Engel, and on the 20th of this month, I'll be 92. But Ardith thinks I'm only 70. And it's been a tough year. I always have a joke to tell you on my birthday, and COVID has taken away all sense of humor. So I'll have to recycle about the couple married for 40 years, and the husband says, honey, I don't know what to get you. It's the 40th anniversary. You've got furs, cars, jewelry, a beautiful furnished home. I have no idea what to get you. She says, I've been thinking about it. So she says, I think I'd like to have something that goes from 0 to 200 in 5 seconds. So he bought her a scale.
Ooh. Okay, we have one more birthday, I think. All the way in the back. Arlene, all the way in the back. Anthony Barnes, happy birthday.
Well, hello, everybody. Anthony Barnes will be 46 on the 28th of this month.
You can take my.
I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I've been a proud Rotarian for 6 years, part of this club for just over a year and a half, and always excited to be here. So thank you for having me.
Great. Happy birthday. Anthony, don't sit down, don't sit down. Can we get all the birthday folks for a good picture right up here this time? Or actually, you can sit. Okay, I screwed it up. Everybody come on up. All the birthday people, Jerry Engel, we need you to stand up. Let's get a good birthday picture. We asked our resident showgirl, Jamie Goldsmith, to sing happy birthday. So scoot in tight like your friends, get comfortable like your family. Let's go. Tighter, tighter. Okay, you can start singing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rotarians. Happy birthday to you.
And many more. Thank you for indulging me. Okay, as Rotarians, last month, we were all aware of the disaster that struck in Kentucky, and a few members donated. We still have one more week in which we can make donations. If you'd like to make a donation to the district where the disaster occurred, we're accepting donations. You can just let Sean know. With that, also wanted to make you aware that one of our former members, Richard Hansine, passed away over the holidays. He's a wonderful man. I had the privilege of knowing him for more than 20 years. And we're just wanted to let everybody know of his passing. I didn't see Brock Fraser here, so let's go. Arlene, are you up? Yeah, no rest for the wicked there. Okay. Go to Bobbin. Bobbin, where are you? Stand up, please. Bobbin, sing. Bobbin is our new 25 Club president. Yay! Can you tell us real quick what the 25 Club is, and then introduce your officers as well?
Yeah, so again, my name is Bobbin. Is there an echo or feedback? Oh, okay. So my name is Bobbin. Happy New Year, everyone. And I'm excited to be the president of the 25 Club. And I know Barbara is our vice president. I'm just gonna, yeah, I'll hold it right here. Okay, Barbara is the vice president of the 25 Club. So Barbara, if you can stand up real quick. And David Jones, where's David? David is our secretary. There you go. And just a quick announcement. Usually we do our 25 Club events on the first Thursday of the month in the evening. We are not meeting this Thursday. We're actually going to push it to next Thursday at Rose's house at 6 p.m. So an email will go out about that. And with that, I appreciate you all, and I look forward to living up to our past presidents of the 25 Club, such as Rose. And that's probably the nicest thing I've ever said about Rose. So with that, I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Great. Arlene, if you want to go back towards the door and say hi to Barbara, she's going to make an announcement on our.
Hi, everyone. I'm Barbara Billitzer, and I'd like to invite you to the new member orientation next week. It will be on Tuesday, January 11th from 6 to 8:30. And Belle Hatley and I are hosting it at our home in Tuscany Village, which is in East Henderson. And we invite you all to come. We're going to have food and drinks and speakers and obviously some great fellowship. If you would like to come, we need you to sign up for in the Green Book or let Sean know. That way we can give our security gate an updated list of names. So I hope to see you there. Thanks.
Karen Wisenhunt, I think you have something to talk to us about. It's back. It's back. What's back?
After a year off, I'm happy to announce that the Mayor's Cup is moving forward this year. I'm delighted to have Roger Tabor here from the Downtown Rotary Club. Roger has spent many, many years putting together the Mayor's Cup, which is an international soccer tournament, and he's gone all over the country and all over the world to recruit teams, boys and girls. Our club, the German team that we normally host, will not be coming this year, but we've agreed to host a team of boys from France. That's where I need your help. For you new members, the Mayor's Cup is an amazing international opportunity for you host boys in your home for 10 days. They become your kids, and within 2 or 3 days, you actually treat them like your own kids. So during the day, they'll be dropped off in the morning so you can still go to school or go to work or do whatever you have to do. And then on the weekend of the tournament, which is the 19th to the 21st, you'll take them to the tournament, hopefully attend the tournament and take them in between for lunch and a rest in between the games. Anyway, we need host families. We're fast approaching. The boys arrive here February 15th and be here till the 25th. So if you have any questions, talk to myself or Roger. I know it's a big commitment, but it's so worth it to have the opportunity to spend time with these boys.
I couldn't hear you, Mike. Are you looking for me?
Marie, can you hear us?
I can hear you now, yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Marie Walsh.
Still muted. Okay. Okay, while we're working on that, I'm going to take just a second. In our programs, we are we're going to have a program here in the future. As soon as I have more confidence, we'll have more of us involved in it. But there's an app called Family Tree where we can see how we're related. And I worked with Sarah Thornton and Bill Houghton the other day. Bill, can you open your phone? I want to see how we're related. With this app, everybody in the room can see how they're related to everybody else in the room. Sean, if you still have your phone, let's see that. Who else? Anybody else that's done this? Open your phone, open the app. Click relatives near me. Relatives around me. Jamie Goldsmith, you're my 12th cousin. Well, it'll be there soon. Kirk Holmes, my 11th cousin. Bill Houghton, are you searching yet? Oh, look, I've got a bunch more. David Jones, my 11th cousin. John Pally, I'm not related to you at all, sorry. Sean Nordham, my 10th cousin. Who else? And anybody related to Bill Houghton? Have you done it yet? Okay, so the more of us do this, the more we can find out we're related. And now I know Jamie Goldsmith's my cousin. I love that. So do that. And we have Marie Walsh, the connection figured out.
Can you hear me now?
Katie Crockett. We're going to call you up to do a presentation. And I've got something here to give you to help with that presentation. I think you have some guests that are here as well.
Hello, there. Terry, would you come up, please? It's my pleasure today. Oh, it's my pleasure today to introduce Terry Chandler from Future Smiles. Future Smiles provides dental care to underprivileged children, and they provide services to schools that we support. So I'm going to ask Fawn to introduce her board members that are here with her today.
Hey, good afternoon, Rotary. I'm Terry Chandler. I'm the founder and executive director of Future Smiles. I'm so proud to be here with my board members. This is Diane Zirko and Amber Dixon. We have a board of 8 volunteers. I still think it's off.
Okay.
Testing. Here you go. Testing.
Now it works.
Thank you all for your patience. So again, I am honored and privileged to be here. I loved your beginning ceremony with the Pledge of Allegiance and all of the tribute to being an American. When I started Future Smiles in 2009, when you became a Rotary member, Bill, we started at one school to provide dental health services for underserved at-risk children. Through Rotary, we are going to be able to provide our dental program to 3 schools, Hollingsworth, Bracken, and Beckley. And I know those are schools that you all sponsor. Thank you for that. So what this means is that Future Smiles will go into those 3 schools, will provide oral health education and toothbrushing supplies for all of those children. You will touch the lives of probably 2,400 children. And we have Hollingsworth already on our schedule. So that will happen within the next probably 2 months. So we will reach out to Bracken and Beckley, which are new schools for us, by the way. So we're very excited to bring on new schools for our services. But the bigger piece of all of this is the children that return a parent consent. The dental hygienist will go into the school and provide sealants, which will protect their teeth from cavities, and fluoride varnish. So oftentimes our program is the first time these children actually see a dental professional in their young lives. So you are giving them hope, you are giving them health, and you are giving them a future. So thank you, Rotary, from the bottom of my heart. I cannot tell you how excited we are to partner and to be able to bring smiles to our community. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to present this check for $5,000.
Great. Thank you. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can talk to Marie now.
Okay,
Marie.
can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. First of all, Happy New Year to all my fellow Rotarians. And I was just informed that we're going to have Nevada Reading Week on February the 28th through March the 4th. And I just wanted you to pencil that in on your phones. We'll be getting back to you as to how to sign up, but I wanted to give you a heads up. And as of right now, we don't know whether we'll be able to go into the schools or have it virtually. Last year, we had it virtually and it did work out. So let's hope we can do it no matter what. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mike Kudiamat, come on up. I think you have a recognition to give. David, why don't you join us?
So I'm happy to announce at the beginning of the year, we have a new Paul Harris Fellow, David Tolanian.
Okay, Tina Bishop, come on up. Bill Reaganhart, go Cowboys. CHAP. Okay, we have a report or a presentation from our membership committee. Tina?
Thank you, everybody. We have an induction of a new member today. We are honored to induct an individual as a new member into the Las Vegas Rotary Club, the greatest Rotary Club in the universe. Yay! Let me introduce Bill Reaganhart. I'd like to ask Michael Gordon, Bill's sponsor, to say a few words about him.
I first met Bill in 2011 as part of the Leadership Las Vegas class of 2012. And I know there's a lot of leadership alumni here in the room. If you're a leadership alumni, just raise your hand. So I'm sorry, this is an inside joke. When I'm gonna pin him, Bill and I weren't the same SimSock callers. So I'm really gonna make sure that pin is in there when I do that.
Go yellow.
Bill, would you like to say a few words?
Asshole.
As a past club president from Yuma, Arizona, I know to keep my words brief, lest I be pounded with bread and butter pads. So just, it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm looking forward to a long tenure with this club, and I'm really excited to be part of the greatest club in the universe.
Most of us go through life focused on career and family, but at some point we realize that we're part of a much bigger community that needs our help. That realization is a life-altering milestone in a person's life. We believe that joining Rotary is the vehicle to enable an individual to accomplish more than he thought he could, reach more people than individually possible, and change another person's life by creating an environment of possibility and hope. It is the duty of our Rotary Club to add new members from time to time so that we may not only increase our usefulness and influence as a club, but also to extend the spirit of Rotary throughout the community. Membership in Rotary is both an honor and a privilege. And every privilege has its corresponding obligations, including attendance at the weekly meetings, a basic method of fulfilling the principle of fellowship, and a way by which you represent your vocation. 2, to perform your share of club and community service, and the many committees of our club will afford you the opportunity to give service. And 3, last by no means, is our ideal of friendship. As you expect to receive, so you give. Bill, may you be stimulated by the friendship you find here, and may we in return know you to be an added source of strength to our club. Each Rotarian is expected to be an example of the basic ideal of Rotary, service above self. And we anticipate you will continue to be an example of that ideal. You are now being given a Rotary pin by your sponsor. Give it stabbed. as a symbol of your acceptance into our family of Rotary. Wear it proudly. We will look forward to the enrichment of our lives as well as that of your own by your association in Rotary, the world's oldest, largest, and finest service organization. Fellow Rotarians and guests, if you would please stand. Bill, on behalf of your new club, it is my pleasure and honor to extend congratulations to you on becoming the newest member of the Las Vegas Rotary Club.
Awesome. Now take a moment. We're going to have 120 seconds of fellowship and enjoy your meal. Hope it was good. And we'll have our program in just a second. Hey, guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you read in the wheel, you saw a wonderful picture of Kathy holding a joker. What does that mean? She won money and the pot is now $500, back to $500. So for the right to win half of that $500, because the other half goes to our foundation, we're going to call up the person that is holding ticket 1590. 1590. Okay, winner, winner. So if you pull the ace, you get an ace, you get $50. So I'm gonna give her back her 10 so she doesn't think I pocketed it and drive home. And every week, for those visitors and new members, every week the odds get better because we rip up a card. Okay. Now we have whoever pulled card 812-1662. The last four is 1662. You get a free trip to Lowry's Prime Rib. No, you get $50. Congratulations to Paul Maffey for winning $50 in gift cards. Okay. Now we're going to ask Mr. Michael Mewborn, who put on a coat. You have a coat. Great. He's going to introduce our speaker.
I had to have this coat for my parole hearing, so they denied me again this year. So hopefully everybody, one of the New Year's resolutions that you guys have made is to not get scammed in 2022. Our guest over here, our guest speaker, he's going to help us with that. Sukin, he kind of started his educational path in 2000. He got his bachelor's here at UNLV, Go Rebels. And he also worked and produced one of the morning shows over at Sunny 107. Then he moved over to Cox and did some good stuff there. He also organized the ESPN Sports Memorabilia and the NFL Network kickoff party. In the meantime, he's also revamped the Welcome Home program, which is designed to help find families for foster children. And he was also honored with the Adoption Excellence Award by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. So, with that said, could we please get a huge Las Vegas Rotary welcome? Suka Cha.
Thank you, everyone. I know that you guys run this train on time, so we'll get through the presentation. It is a little bit interactive, so let me find the clicker. And so we're going to go through some things. We'll talk about how to protect yourself online. We'll talk about a little bit about social media and kind of, what takes place behind the scenes in terms of what's happening with your data and your information. No. Is it on? Let's see. I know, right? Yeah, it's not working. All right, so let's start with a little exercise. Go ahead and take your cell phone out. And if you can if you have a Google account or a Gmail account, go to that web address that's listed on the slide. You may have to log into your Google account or your Gmail account, but take a few minutes and go to this web address and log in. And I'm going to see if this clicker will work. Okay. Let me know. Yeah, raise your hand when you're there. It's okay. So as you get there, scroll down a little bit. And if you wish to share, you can. But what do you see on that screen? What are some of the entries that you see? What is the information that you see? Yeah, under my activity. Everything is off? That's good. That's real good. Of everything. So for those of you, if you have it off, that's not bad thing either. For those of you that have it on, this is actually everything that you've ever done inside of Google. Ever. You can go all the way back in time. If you've never seen this data, if you've never looked back and seen what you've searched in Google or videos or maps, that's where that information is. Gmail, Maps, YouTube, everything is in there. Your search history, what you've typed into Google, is on that screen. So a couple things that I want to talk about with this, right? One, make sure you have a strong password. So if someone can get into your Gmail account or your Google account, they could go in and see this entire history of what you've looked for and what you've searched for. The other thing is you can actually go through and delete this data. So if someone does get into your account, nothing is there. You can also change a setting to where you can have the data auto delete every quarter. Just because you delete the data from your phone or from your device doesn't mean that Google deletes it from their servers. They still keep it and have a copy of it. But this is, to me, very fascinating. A lot of people don't realize, right, when we talk about what's collected online in terms of data and information and how it's used, you can actually see it, right? It's scary to think about, go back a month, right? You can see what you searched for on Google or where you went in a location. And that's the amount of information and the stuff that is being collected online. So, and then that's just Google, right? Who's on Facebook and Instagram? Who's on social media channels? Yeah, most of you. So everything there is also cataloged, right? If you go into Facebook, go into Instagram, every single post that you've ever liked, every photo you've uploaded, every piece of information that you've shared and data that you've given is all cataloged in there. Same thing in Facebook and Instagram. You can go through and delete this history and delete that information or download it and keep it in a safe place. But want to make you aware of sort of what's out there and what's being collected, and also just having strong passwords is very important. If you have a password manager, that's always important, but protecting yourself in that way is key, right? This data is very personal to you, right? Your search history, your Facebook information is very personal. You never want that getting out. And also just, for just general sort of online browsing, right? You want to have that protection and that information stored away and encrypted and hidden, so that way there's no trouble being caused there. So this is some of the more current news, right? You see this information, you see these headlines come out quite a bit where, there's data breaches all the time, right? There's T-Mobile had a data breach. We've seen this a lot in 2021 where there's hackers and ransomware, right? A lot of this stems from just sort of, not having proper protections in place when it comes to online surfing or it comes to, data protection. So having, again, having strong passwords in place, having some protections in place, having something where you have two-factor authentication turned on, or the ability to verify your identity in another layer is also very important and can prevent some of this stuff. Has anyone experienced a data breach or have been notified of a data breach? Yeah, it's not fun, right? It's a little bit scary. How many of you have some sort of identity monitoring service or software? Was that a part of your data breach compensation package? It may have been. Those services are also very helpful as well to track down where your email is being used, where your phone number is being used. The challenge with this, with the digital space and protecting yourself, right, is that the information, once it is leaked online, it goes through very quickly and can fall into the wrong hands within a matter of moments. They can use your email. They could try to log into your emails, try to steal your photos from Facebook, try to copy your identity, and that can wreak havoc for you in a matter of moments. So it is very can be very stressful as well. Surfing online and being online can be generally difficult sometimes, but having some protections in place and knowing sort of how your information is out there and what's being used is very beneficial. So when we talk about data, it's very important to understand that data is really king. And when it comes to business, and a lot of you in your industries and your jobs, right, and businesses that you may own or that you work with, data is very important. Email addresses, phone numbers, physical addresses, having current information there is gold to any business, right? Data is king. For myself and our marketing agency, and Mike probably knows this from his time in communications as well, having good lists and having great customer information is key to success. And it's very important to keep that information up to date and current, but it's also important to secure it and make sure that nothing is being done with that data or used in improper ways. So for most businesses, right, having usable, clean data is important. And people like me, for marketers like myself, right, we want that data to be able to market to you. And I'll talk about how we use some of that data and what you've been doing on Google and on Facebook, how marketers like myself use that to target ads. So something to keep in mind, right? That you're being tracked all the time. Whether you know it or not, whether you think it's turned off or not, you're being tracked all the time. Apple is doing a better job of privacy and protecting you, but a lot of the other bigger companies, Facebook, Amazon, Google, they're tracking you. All your habits, all your clicks, your mouse movements on your desktop, your tablet. As you scroll on a web page, we can tell how long you're on a page, what sections you're looking at, what you click on. All of that data is out there being gathered. And companies like myself, we do it for good. There are companies that do it for evil, but right, we want to market legitimate goods and services to customers that need it. But just understanding and having awareness of, hey, I'm going to this site. I don't know if it looks right. You might get a warning from your browser, you might not. Just having that top of mind awareness can save you a lot of headache in the future with having your information stolen. So just for example, right, if we are running, if you have your GPS on and you have your maps running, we can target ads to you based on your location, whether it's a political candidate, whether it's a gas station or a gym. We can actually serve ads to you based on your location or even some of your previous location history, because all of that is stored and tagged. All the rage on Facebook for a long time was tagging people at locations and dinners and lunches, right? All that data is collected and used. And then we can use the dashboard and the logins to then ultimately target ads and market to you. These links, I don't know if they're going to work or not. We'll try them, but raise your hand if you think that your phone is listening to you. Alexa, we'll talk about Alexa in a sec. Yeah, we'll talk about that. So your phone isn't really listening to you. You may think it's listening to you. And you can turn the microphones off on some of the apps, but you may have a conversation with a loved one or a spouse or a child, and you don't realize that maybe you've done a search previously or they have done a search within your house, and then you see an ad for it pop up. And so now you think that your phone is listening to you. These links have just a couple of videos that just talk about sort of surfing around and how you get remarketed to and how you see some of these advertising ads pop up on your phone. But in reality, it's really, it's very subtle, very subliminal. It's really behind the scenes, right? You may have searched for something, you may have said something and not realized in a conversation you went to go look for it, and now an ad shows up. So the story of this is really funny. In my house, I'm actually not on Facebook very much personally, but I will go, and I was looking for a new wallet. And the funny thing is that my wife saw the ads for the wallets that I was looking for in her Facebook feed. We share the same IP address at home. We're under the same Wi-Fi, under the same roof, but she's seeing all the ads for the things that I'm looking for, which is very problematic for me because now I have to make sure that I'm looking for things that she wants, so I don't get in trouble. So she thinks that I'm surfing for gifts for her, not things for me. But it's very interesting to see that and to see that, how these companies are targeting and using that information is fascinating now. Who has an Alexa or a Google Home or Nest Home or both? Yeah. So they are listening only after you kind of tell them the command. You say, hey, Alexa or hey, Google, they will listen to you. There is a way to shut off the recordings being sent to Amazon or to Google. There are people behind the scenes that will listen to the recordings and analyze that data. Real people, there's teams of them out there that are analyzing what people are saying into those smart speakers. There are ways to turn them off, but usually after you've said your command, it should not be listening. It should not be listening. Should not. Asterisk. It's hard, it's hard to tell, right? These companies are very large. They say that they're not listening after that, but we're not 100% sure all the time. So these links, I don't think they're going to pull up for us because of the Wi-Fi issues, but the first link just talks about if you go to a website like Zappos or something, for instance, you will click on some shoes and you might, look at some shoes and look at some items. And then you may go to your other favorite news website and you might see a banner ad immediately for those shoes or something that you've seen, right? That's just a part of this ecosystem of putting a piece of code, putting a cookie on your browser and then chasing you around the internet and showing you ads. And sometimes it's immediate, right? You may go to a website and then you immediately see an ad for the site that you've been on. Sometimes you may not see it for 30 days or 15 days. It just depends on how it's set up and what the program is. But again, that's where you might think, oh, my phone is listening to me. I was talking about these shoes. In reality, you may have actually gone browsing, but then you see an ad a week or two later, right? It's very subtle, very subliminal, kind of behind the scenes. We can go to the next one. It's fine. Yeah, it's not gonna. So this is just, again, just an example, but you may go to your favorite shoe website, right? And you may see an ad on Facebook. You may see an ad even on your TV sometimes potentially come up, or a YouTube, just based on your history and browsing history and what you've seen. Marketers like myself, we can send ads to you based on your behavior, demographic, location. There are pieces of software out there that can block some of this data. DuckDuckGo, if you've heard of that browser, is one piece of software that you can use to kind of help you browse anonymously or quasi-anonymously. There's some more sophisticated software. There's VPNs, there's the Tor browser, which can reroute your traffic through different IP addresses to make it look like you're not where you are. That's advanced stuff, but for most basic, for most of us, if you have an Apple device, I think Safari is gonna not track you. You can also use the DuckDuckGo browser on desktop or on your mobile phone to help some of this data collection from being, from some of this data to be collected. Also, Apple is rolling out something kind of interesting to have burner emails. You can have sort of fake email address created for when you sign up and subscribe to things, so you don't have to actually give up your real email address. So the technology and the privacy is sort of catching up, but it does, it does still take a sort of a vigilant eye to keep out and take a look for what's happening. So this is an email that I got. It was an okay attempt to get me to log in. But it says, it's kind of hard to read, but it says suspicious connection, and that's my personal Gmail account. And it came into my email box and it says, oh, login attempt blocked. And then it says, oh, click here to reset your password, right? And has anyone ever seen an email like this? Right. I'm going to tell you a story. I was at Cox Media one day. I was on the phone with somebody and I got an email from my bank. And it looked just like my bank email, except that it said, something happened, you need to change your password. And I, without thinking, because I was on the phone, I was distracted, I did it. And then I realized, and I looked at where the email came from, the web URL, and I realized I made a mistake. So I called the bank and I said, hey, I just did this. Is my information compromised? The lady said, yeah, it's already out there. So she said, the best thing you could do is change your username and put some monitoring on, and that's all I could do. But that's it's a split-second thing, right? Where you're just not paying attention. It looks just good enough to fool you into thinking that it is your favorite brand or your bank or your car company or whoever it is asking for some information. So you have to sort of step back a little bit sometimes and take a moment and say, okay, is this a legitimate source, right? Is this something that they would ask me for my password or my phone number? And if all else fails, call that institution, right? Call your bank or call them and verify if they're needing that information. Most of the time, through email and things, most companies won't ask for a password or for you to log in because there's an issue. They'll somehow call you or verify in a different way. You know this during tax season, right? IRS scams and all that pop up quite a bit as well, trying to verify information, things like that. And it's only gotten more aggressive. I'm sure you've all received upwards of 1 billion spam phone calls. I think Mike got one as we were sitting here. They've gotten very aggressive about it, trying to get people to pick up the phone. And the technology is very sophisticated, right? You see these spam calls come in. They're just, in some cases, they're trying to record your voice to be able to use for future login attempts on future things. It is very sophisticated. I have a lot of clips that I'm not going to go into because I don't want to scare you. And we only have like 10 minutes left. But there are a lot of sophisticated scams, especially even with your cell phone. They can swap your SIM while you still have your phone in your hand. And if they get access to your phone, right, that is access to the 6-digit codes that you get for verification. I've seen stories of people that have had their cell phone SIMs stolen and then their bank accounts wiped out in a matter of hours. So it is scary out there, but be vigilant, right? You can protect yourself. You can make sure that emails like this, don't get through, or you call someone or you have someone verify And you make sure you never open attachments from people that you don't know. That's a big one too, right? I've had clients that will say, I'm hacked. And I'm like, how did you get hacked? He goes, well, I opened a Word doc. I'm like, well, why did you do that? And who sent it to you? And did you really need to open it? And then we have to wipe his computer and start all over and do all these fun things. So it is imperative to be vigilant and to see where things are coming from. I'll leave you with one more story on this. My dad, who's in his 80s, he's 84, called me one day. He uses WhatsApp. We use WhatsApp a lot so he can video chat the grandbaby. And one day he called me, he goes, well, WhatsApp is asking me for a credit card. And I said, Dad, and if you ever use WhatsApp, you know that it's completely free, right? There, he had downloaded or he saw an ad for something that looked like a WhatsApp lookalike, and he didn't realize it, and he downloaded it. He went through the process of putting his information, and he got to the point where he said it's asking for a credit card. And I had to, and I hate to say this, but I mean, I had to just yell at him over the phone and beg him to not put a credit card into whatever he was going to do. And sometimes you need that. You need someone to just yell at you and tell you not to put in a credit card somewhere where it doesn't belong. And luckily he didn't put it in. So that was good. PayPal and your bank, there is some level of fraud protection and help that they will provide you, but only to a certain extent, right? If you were knowingly going and putting that information in, they can only protect you to a certain degree. Yeah, unlike a regular bank where you have more protection against fraud, like PayPal and Venmo and Cash App, is a little bit looser, right? You can move money around within those apps, and you're the one that's ultimately responsible. There are some safety mechanisms, but not a ton. I will leave you with this. Hopefully I didn't scare you too much. And I know we have a few minutes left, but always look at the source of information, right? Whether it's an app, whether it's a website, whether it's an email. And if you don't know, have someone else look at it, right? Have a friend, have a neighbor, have someone else come in and take a look at your screen and see if they think it feels funny or looks funny or feels suspicious. Keep in mind, right, that everything that you do online and on your phone is recorded, it's tracked, it's stored. You can use, if you have an Apple device, again, you can use Safari. I think they're getting better about that. You can use DuckDuckGo to help protect some of your information. But just understand, now you know where your Google history is, right? So you can go through and take a look and see what you're doing last week and then delete it immediately. But understand that and understand what's going on behind the scenes. Make the connection between sort of what you're looking for and how data is connected or collected, right? If you're looking for shoes, you may see an ad for shoes pop up a few days later, a week later. Or if you're looking for wallets in my house, my wife may see an ad pop up a week or two later. So understand like what you're looking for online, what you are saying into your smart speakers. It's being collected and being used and again, targeting you, right? In very subtle and different ways. And then finally, as I've stated a few times, have a strong password. This is really tough, right? And you want to have a strong password, but they can get kind of ridiculous and it gets hard to remember them. Highly recommend a password manager. Some of them are free. Some of the browsers and some of the phones will actually store some of your passwords as well, but just be cautious, right? If you lose your phone and someone can get into your phone, now they have all your passwords as well. So a third-party software is usually very beneficial for sort of password storage and management and can help you quite a bit. So that is all that I have for you today at 1:25. Look like you have 3 to 5 minutes of questions. Okay. I'm going to take some water here real quick.
Testing.
Does Norton or any of those McAfee, are they any good?
They're okay. They will help you, with viruses on your computer. If you've downloaded something, they will try to catch it. I think for most Macs, there's antivirus software built in now that will catch it. For most Windows, there's Windows Defender. It's built into the software that will catch it. So Norton McAfee is kind of an extra layer. Sometimes those pieces of software will cause problems on your computer and disable things and not let certain things run, but they can be another catch-all and help you stay safe and away from shady websites and viruses and attachments. Absolutely.
I've got a weird question. I
Yeah.
have Alexa. I don't do anything with her other than tell her to play music and stop.
Yeah.
And when it's been very quiet, nothing's going on in the house, all of a sudden that little green light just kind of goes like this.
Yeah.
And I say, stop.
Yeah.
She doesn't do anything. I tell her to go on, she goes on. I tell her to go off, the thing still does it. What is that?
I don't know. I've had it with that's my honest answer. My best, and I really don't know because we have a Google at home, and sometimes the Google will do the same thing in our home. It'll pop up and ask, if we said something. In some cases for us with the Google, like we'll have a TV show running or something. We have surround sound speakers, and sometimes it might think that it's you, talking to it. But if it's completely silent and it pops up, I don't know. Yeah. Is it a notification? Oh, okay.
So you said you yelled at your dad. So
I
since my parents are here, it's always good to have real life simulation. So can I yell at my parents right
Please.
now in front of everybody?
Please, please, that would make my lunch. Did you tell them, right? That exact what I'm telling you, you tell them, right? So now you're hearing it from me, and not him. You love your son, but now you know from me, who's not your son, that you should listen to your son.
Thanks for talking with us today about this
Yeah.
stuff. If you have a VPN on your devices for a service that you subscribe to between your device and the internet, is that going to prevent most of this fraud activity?
I don't think VPNs will prevent fraud activity per se. If you're still, even if you're getting on the VPN and then going to a shady website, you're still going to get there. All VPNs are going to do is probably protect your, just anonymize your traffic from device to device. VPNs are great if you're overseas and you need to we were in Greece, I think a couple years ago, and we wanted to watch Netflix and we couldn't get to Netflix from the IP connection in Greece. So we VPN'd back to the United States to be able to watch Netflix. So we can still get to where we needed to get to. So if you're still going through a VPN to a shady website, it's not going to stop you from that standpoint. Again, you could have like a McAfee or a Norton or something that could stop you there, but it gets a little bit tricky when you have layers of software when you're still using a VPN. The youngest person in the room has a question.
With the billions and billions of information that's fed into the computer, is the day going to come when the computer says tilt, we're full?
Never, because the data keeps coming in, the computers keep getting smarter and smarter, and the memory is limitless now. There'll never be a time, because think about even now, right? Your photos, your documents, your videos are in the cloud. I mean, they're there. I mean, they're not going to run out of space, and they keep building. If you haven't, I think there's a Google data center out in Henderson. Mike worked at Switch before, right? That is all data over in the southwest side of town, over off of Jones and 215. They all just store data. There's nothing inside of Switch except for just data. That's where it all is. A lot of it. Yep.
Okay, last question. Tony, one thing I've noticed with Alexa is she flashes and it makes a noise when the Amazon delivery is dropped at the door.
Ah,
So could
there
be
you
that.
go. All
But
right.
then my question, with password managers, I haven't used one because my concern is, what if someone remotely accesses my computer? So I don't want my bank accounts to be auto populated, my passwords auto populated. Am I wrong in that thinking?
So, I mean, you could it's a far reach to have someone come into your home network and then take over your computer. You'd have to have a piece of software already installed on your computer that would allow someone in to be able to then take over your whole machine. So it would be a stretch, but I mean, I highly recommend a password manager where you memorize one password and then it has access to everything. And then you can at least have some control over the sites and everything filling in and how to actually let people, or, you can share passwords and manage that efficiently. So. Thank you.
Okay. We've got a couple things. Number one, Rotarians believe in a certain code of conduct of honesty and care and goodwill. So we have a coin that has our 4-way test for our code of conduct. And then we are also donating a pair of shoes in your name to children at one of the schools we sponsor. Thank you. So this is our soul power award.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to get a quick picture here. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Happy New Year again. It's going to be a great year. With that, meeting adjourned. Good job.